You SPMEs out there. Today's question has 3 answers, and the third answer is a secret you're going to want to stick around for, because I'm going to tell you how your paperback books will make your Kindle books even more profitable. So let's get into it. The question that was sent in to me was, is self-publishing on Kindle profitable? Now, this is an excellent question that many people, when they first start getting publishing on Kindle, they want to know, or they've written a book, you want to know, are you going to be able to make money off this book? Or is this a complete waste of your time? Because obviously, if it is profitable to put your books on Kindle, then maybe you should go about doing that, because one of the reasons we may write books is to make a profit off of those very books. Another thing is, if we're thinking maybe if our books were paperback, then the Kindle books would be so cheap that they might cut into our profit. And that leads to a secondary question of maybe it's better just to do the paperback or audio or whatever other format, but not the Kindle, since it would be a cheaper version of our book, at which maybe we would lose money if we went that route. So there's an awful lot of questions that surround this specific question. Well, I'm going to answer those questions and more today. This is Chris Baird from selfpublishingmadeeasynow.com, where self-publishing doesn't have to be so hard. Click the subscribe bell if you'd like for me to make more videos like this one, and check out in the description below for my free self-publishing checklist to help you make sure you're not forgetting any key steps to making a profit off of Kindle or other locations. So, is self-publishing on Kindle profitable? Well, when I first started publishing, I was blown away by just how easy the process was to get the book out there. Now, I made a lot of mistakes, and I assumed there was going to be a lot more difficulty when getting my book onto Kindle than there actually was. But that didn't make it profitable. In fact, I spent quite a bit more money than I needed to spend because I made plenty of mistakes. I paid too much for the cover. I paid too much for editing. I paid almost every single step I was doing. Paid too much for an email autoresponder. I misunderstood the nature of lead magnets in your books. There's a whole series of mistakes that I made when I was coming up to it. And when I finally did get my book on Kindle, I was seeing a few sales here and there every now and then, but nothing to really... No profitability that would make it worth my time. In fact, it reached the point where I wondered if maybe this wasn't even worth it at all and that I should just give up on the entire process. And that was something I actually did consider. Maybe I need to do something else. That was until I found some key strategies and the reasons why my Kindle sales were not as profitable as they should have been. So, is self-publishing on Kindle profitable? Well, the answer is yes. Though it depends upon whether your books are optimized, and that was my main mistake. Did you choose a book that was on a niche where there's an underserved, hungry audience, where there's lots of sales going on, but few books that are in that market? And it's really not that difficult. So if you take whatever book you're writing on, you should find out using a program like KDSpy, you can find it below in the description, to figure out if the books that you're looking for actually will, in fact, deliver sales that you're hoping to get. Because if there's too many books in that market, it doesn't matter if the books that are selling sell a lot of copies, you won't be found among the noise of all of the other books. But at the same time, if nobody's buying these books at all, then you can come out with amazing books, really well written on subjects nobody cares about, and you will find you will not make money. So no, they're not profitable. And then even when you do come out with a book, well, how good is your cover? Did you do a good job editing? Is the description good? Are the keywords you're choosing good? What about the formatting of your book? Does it come off? Does it pop when people open it up and do the preview of the book? Does it look good? So these are a number of the questions that many people want to know the answer to when you're first getting started. And if you make the mistakes in these areas, you're going to find that your number of sales you're going to make are going to be much less. The other question would be, are you even doing marketing and running ads, like content marketing on it, where you can set up blogs and you can do YouTube channels and things talking about your book, getting a buzz on it, podcasts. I have more success with podcasts than anything else. So there's a number of key issues here in terms of driving that traffic in towards your book, and then also getting people to buy your book because the book itself is optimized. And that's why with my number 2, it drives traffic to your paper book. And so this is a big one here, which is a lot of people don't completely realize that, but the majority, or at least 50% of all the money that I make off of my books are off of the paperback versions. And then about the same, or maybe slightly less, money is made off of the audiobooks. So it'd be audiobooks and Kindle make about the same, and the paper, or slightly less on the audiobooks, and then my paper books usually make slightly more than my Kindle books make on sale. And recently I've been testing out with Ingram Spark and finding it makes even more money. So you might be thinking, why not just go, like I mentioned earlier, not skip the Kindle and just go for the other? And the answer is because you have different audiences who like to read the different types of books that are available. And today's secret answer of the day is that your Kindle book, it shows them a lot cheaper. So if you have your main book for, let's say, $30 and your Kindle book selling for $3, you've got this huge mark off that it shows the Kindle book is so cheap. And for some people, seeing that low price drives them to buy. And some readers only like to read on the Kindle. I happen to be one of those people. I listen to audiobooks and I read on Kindle. And so I won't buy your paper book. But the fact is there's enough people who do like to buy paper books that you absolutely have to get it into paper. And if you want to make even more sales, as I've been discovering lately, I can almost do better with Ingram Spark. So doing both Kindle print, KDP print, and then also the Ingram Spark at the same time. And then for your hardback books, you can do Lulu. And this combination of multiple channels that's pumping it out to tons of locations, this will result in a lot of sales. And not just sales for your paper books, but also the Kindle sales will pump and drive traffic to your paper books. And at the same time, the Kindle readers will see how much of a mark-off there is, and that motivates them to buy your Kindle books, resulting in even a greater profit. This combination is the key to winning at the Kindle game. Most people do not know this. This is why this is a secret. Most people are making $1,000 a year off of Amazon, the authors who are doing that, and they're only making $1,000 because their books are not optimized, and they're not in different formats that their readers like to read, and they're not in different platforms. And these mistakes are huge when it comes to ensuring that your Kindle books are making the maximum profit they can. So, is self-publishing on Kindle profitable? What have you found? Go ahead and let me know below in the comments. I respond to all comments. And check up above me here for more video answers to your self-publishing questions. Thanks.